So in this session we're going to talk about how to create symbols. There are two ways of creating symbols. You can either draw a shape on the stage and then convert it to a symbol. So for example, if I draw an ellipse on the stage, I can then select it and go modify, convert to symbol, or F8, and that will convert this shape into a symbol and simultaneously put a copy of it in the library. First thing it says is what do you want to call it, and I'll call it an ellipse, and I'll call it circle because I can't spell ellipse. It also asks you what type of symbol you want it to be, and we'll talk in the next session about the different types of symbols you can have. Where you want to store it within the library, I usually don't touch that, and advanced I usually don't touch. It also asks you where you want the registration point of the symbol to be, top left, center, top right. It defaults to top left, so we can leave it at that. And then when you go OK, you'll notice that this shape will stop being a shape and become an object. This is now actually an instance of the symbol circle, which is stored in the library. And you may remember that window library allows you to turn the library on and off, or Control L, Command L, or F11 on a Windows PC. And now that we've got this, we can drag different instances onto the stage. If I wanted to create something else, I could create something else, and I could select it, and I could also go modify, convert to symbol. I'll just leave it at symbol 1, and that's there. And I can drag copies of it onto the stage. So now I've got two symbols and four instances. Two of the first symbol, the circle symbol, and two of the second one, or symbol 1. And you may remember that if I want to edit one of these symbols, I just double click it and I can change the shape of it. Obviously it's not a circle anymore, and this tells me I'm in the circle symbol, so I'm going to go back to my main timeline, and we see that it's now a sausage instead of a circle. So if I was sensible, I'd go in here now and double click and rename this sausage. You can actually you can create folders for symbols, you can add new symbols, you can delete symbols, and a whole lot of stuff as well. But at the moment we're just looking at the concept. So in my library I've got two symbols, and on my stage I've got four instances. So that's one way of creating them. Draw something on the stage and then convert it to a symbol. Now if you're creating animations, what you probably will be doing is planning your animation as a storyboard first, and then collecting all your assets, maybe creating stuff in Photoshop or some other program, importing them into the library or creating them in the library as symbols, and then putting them on the stage. So rather than creating something on the stage and then converting it to a symbol, you can actually go modify, insert new symbol, or Control F8, insert new symbol, and that takes you straight into the symbol editor. You've got to say what sort of a symbol it is. I'll call it rectangle. Yeah. And you'll notice I'm actually now inside a symbol called rectangle. It's been created in the library. I haven't actually got anything in there yet because I haven't drawn it, so I'm just going to draw my rectangle now. There's my rectangle, and there it is in the library, there it is on the stage. If I go back to my main timeline, it's not there because I've just created it in the library. So in creating an animation, I might want to go insert new symbol, tree, and then I might want to draw a tree. So let's say, for example, I get some brown, draw a bit of a tree, green, because as you can see I'm a great artist. Tree, and then I might go insert new symbol, and this one I might call hill, and then I might draw a hill. Beautiful, beautiful hill. And I'll just fill that with green, and then I might draw a new symbol. I might call this one house, and draw a little brown house. And there, now we can see that in my library I've got a hill, a house, others that I created before, and a tree. Now when I go back to my main timeline, there's nothing there, but I can now start dragging on some hills. Oops, sorry. A couple of hills. Oops. So it's there. Some hills and maybe a tree. Put a couple of trees on. I can actually resize these individual instances, so I can create different ones and copy them, put more instances over here and over here, maybe make it a bit smaller. And maybe I put the house. Obviously I haven't filled it in, so it's transparent. So we see we actually build up an animation or a scene out of these assets or symbols that we've created and put in the library. In the next session we'll talk about some of the different types of symbols. So you can either create a symbol by drawing something on the stage and then converting it to a symbol, or by just inserting a new symbol straight in the library and then dragging it onto the stage.